I'm Rantasmo, and what is a gay icon? So last week, Billboard released a blog post declaring Ariana Grande as the gay icon of her generation. A number of people on social media seem to take issue with this. How can Ariana Grande be a gay icon if she's not gay? Shouldn't the gay icon of a generation be an actual gay person? This is something I've run into several times in my own work. When I refer to Bette Midler or Patti LuPone or Rita Repulsa as gay icons, I occasionally get a comment like, those people aren't gay, so how can they be gay icons? The main problem here seems to be that some people, I think mostly younger people, don't quite understand what the term gay icon means, or at least has historically meant. In a way, I'm actually glad people are making this mistake, because it shows that they care about things like gay visibility and gay culture being appropriated by straight people. But gay icon is not quite the same thing as icon who is gay, and here is why. Caitlyn Jenner, stay with me. Caitlyn Jenner is currently arguably the most well-known transgender person in American culture. I would go so far as to say that her coming out was, for better or worse, many cisgender people's first real introduction to the concept of transness. In that sense, she is an icon who is transgender, perhaps even the most iconic representation of transness for most of the people in this country. As such, some people have referred to Jenner as a transgender icon. But can you really be called a transgender icon if most actual transgender people don't like you? I admittedly have no numerical data here, but I personally know barely any trans people who view Jenner as anything close to a role model, let alone as an icon. Here's a somewhat grayer example. Neil Patrick Harris is currently one of the most well-known openly gay celebrities. He's contributed significantly to gay visibility and gay causes, and many of his fans are gay themselves. But Harris's artistic contributions have mainly been targeted to a mainstream, predominantly heterosexual audience. Apart from his philanthropy and the significance of being an openly gay man in Hollywood, which is certainly significant, I wouldn't really say that gay people appreciate Harris's work in a way that's significantly different from how straight people appreciate him. In fact, for many people, Harris represents a normalization or mundanifying of gayness, which has both positive and negative connotations. NPH is a gay celebrity, and his visibility is important to many gay men, but can he really be called an icon within gay culture? When I refer to someone as a gay icon, what I'm really saying is that they are someone who has been uniquely canonized by the LGBT community. And historically, most of the people we recognize as gay icons, at least with respect to gay men, have been straight women. What we understand as gay identity is a relatively new concept, and even after it became more established, gay people were virtually invisible in the media for decades. As they sought out role models, gay men were often drawn to women who, while not gay themselves, often reflected a certain gay sensibility. Glamour, drama, flamboyance, strong, defiant, live-out-loud personalities. They often went against the grain of society, challenging traditional gender roles, and they did it with a campy, colorful sense of style. These women have attained such deific status within the gay community that we often refer to them by their first names. Judy, Barbara, Kylie, Liza. Heck, sometimes we even cosplay as them.
I've had my ups and downs, and my uppers and downers.
These are not just women that gay men like. In many cases, they were the only real role models that gay men could identify with. They played a huge role in the formation of our identities as gay men. I get how this sort of thing might be confusing, because it's one of the ways in which gay culture, or at least the language we use to describe it, is drastically different from other cultures. Scarface's Tony Montana, a white character, is an important figure to many men within black culture, but I can't imagine anyone referring to him as a black icon. This is really something unique to gay culture, and maybe it is something we should examine more critically. Times have changed, and openly LGBT people are now more visible than ever before. Queer people should be at the center of queer culture, and it's really important that we uphold talented, admirable LGBT people as icons and role models. But I also can't imagine a world in which Judy Garland is not considered a gay icon. This stuff is highly subjective, and whether or not you personally view Ariana Grande as an icon is fair game. But gay culture is a complicated beast, and I think it's important that we recognize the artists and performers who have been most formative in the lives of queer people, even if they're not queer themselves. What do you think? If you're an LGBT person, what sort of people do you consider to be icons? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'm going to be worshipping my own personal gay icon. I just think she'd be really fun at brunch.